remember that they're changing my voice. This top picture shows a sort of process, right? First they catch you, and they've used the kind of occult model for a female in this picture, damn near typical occult. Same with this one. It's basically the idea they catch you first, right? Secondly, they start turning you out, getting used to the culture. Third, there's a lot of rape going on. Fourth, you become some kind of disassociated seductress, right? The process of turning out a prostitute, people in sex cults, social clubs, sororities, you name it. We'll get to that. Okay, again, here is a 5, is the seductress and the assassin. Now notice the similarities between that and sleeping with the devil here. Okay, I put them side by side for you. You see that? When you get older, you become some kind of evil-looking female. Part of her seems like kind of reasonable. She has regrets. She's sad. That is not a way to live your life. Can we come across females when they're like 20 or so, when they've reached this stage, okay, or 25, and say, hey, how do you like your life, when they're thoroughly coerced and they've been told to try to sell people on the idea of assimilating into this abomination process and planet? This is key in why Christ says in the Bible, who superimposed on me, mind you, that the one who finds their life will lose it, and the one who loses their life for my sake will find it. That famous saying, sleeping with the devil, is key in this. The devil is a horny devil. Don't sleep with the horny devil. Rally to me. If you slept with him already, it's okay. Rally to me while you still can. What's not okay is not rallying to me. Time is short. Soon I'll be gone and the world will be sealed in hell. Okay. So we go over here, right? Here's some, female, put it next to this Baphomet working out, this kind of devil goat working out. If you look carefully on his chest, and by his solar plexus, like an upside down cross. Okay, she has the pentagram pointing down, right? You see, he's promoting erotic desire, like this female is here. You see the tattoo over her private parts and so on and so forth, and her way about her. Her kind of trance-like state. Here's a succubi, 2 of them. These ideas of females who come to you in your dreams, and they basically suck your life essence by getting you to give in to erotic desire and give up on true love and the divine order. You look at this picture, right? There's a lot of implied sexual immorality and rape and so on and so forth. That female probably is 18, but they imply that it's a young girl, and they're trying to stigmatize black people and so on and so forth. Here's feminists who have been convinced that if assimilating to the corporate feminist movements is in their best interest. You look at her face carefully, she's nearly identical to this seductress up here and this one right here. It's not just racial, it's also kind of cultural in what spirit they're in, what mentality they have. Okay, so down here, if you can handle it, here's some drug addicts. They've been turned out thoroughly and they're miserable and they're sad. If only they had listened to me and not the communities and societies that failed them that they were listening to. If only they had rallied to me, like so many, like every female on the planet at this point, except for my mother. So here we have a vampire. She looks very similar to the seductress. And vampires are said to be seductresses, vampiresses, female vampires, in their own right. Here we have a kind of gothic chick. They're known for cutting themselves, drugs, sexual immorality, as a group, not necessarily that individual. All the pictures in here are used as examples. I'm not necessarily referring to the individual, we'll say, for a sort of disclaimer. But you know what I mean. Okay. Here we have, you see how this gothic chick, she's similar to this female, this cheerleader. See, man collects cheerleader in his basement to fulfill his fantasies. And so this is how they look, kind of cheerleader, kind of unfocused females look when they're behaving like they're being turned out, right? They're trying to mimic how they would act if they're being turned out, and in kind of role-playing games, how they'd act and so on and so forth. And notice it's very similar to the gothic female. There's countless examples in society. There isn't a single culture in society that is allowed by the governing class that isn't a rape culture. I mean, they may as well all be like this. You see what I'm saying? Here we have Aphrodite, right? And she is, a deity of love, says love trance and paralyzation, right? Her and hurt, charm and harm, what have you. Because she's been turned out into the occult, into the corporate state, right? With the hidden, right? What's hidden? The rape culture is semi-hidden, right? It's not like people go around bragging about how they trick women in bed everywhere you go. It's there, and they usually focus on, minorities and so on and so forth, and kind of the less Oh, the less wealthy white people, some biker gangs and various groups, they try to focus on their part in it and not the part of the rest of society. Okay. Now here we have, it says free lover, right? She's been quote unquote freed. Like her right there, right? It's satanic liberation within the boundaries of being turned out by a rape system, especially rape by deception. Okay, the idea is she believes she's free. But notice in this picture, she's like fleeing from that devil figure in the background. Okay, this is also what they do. The best way to interpret this picture, I'd say, is that she believes that she's somehow escaping the patriarchal oppression, but that is the main trap it's set for her. Okay, now we see Serapis, whose name is Rapes is depicted here. Notice there's snakes around here, some more Serapis-like depictions. It says the name right here, Serapis, right? Bust of Serapis, kind of ring, looks like a wedding ring. Here we have a finger ring with the bust of Isis and Zeus Serapis. Serapis is also known as Zeus Serapis, right? The child of Zeus. Aphrodite, a family member of Zeus. Okay, and it connects to this kind of Greco-Roman depiction of Christian ideas in order to conform people into their neo-pagan society. So all the Greek societies and college and club rooms, so on and so forth. So here we have this picture. Some of you might be like, well, he's making this up. Then why is this book called Transformed into a Dominatrix? Where do they get the idea to be a dominatrix from? Did they come up with it themselves? Somebody turned them out. Somebody said, hey, this is how you should channel your anger. Here we have Satanists, and you see how they're sexually immoral. And you see that one thing that all these females have in common is they are not the pinnacle of focus and morality. This female's a little bit closer to it. She's a little more reasonable, kind of a little more normal seeming, but she's also unfocused and being taken advantage of by a society full of evil people. And this has been going on, since, the cavemen, right? Bang them on the head. She looks unfocused. She's being dragged away. She's not dead in a sense. In a sense, she's brain dead, and she's being taken advantage of. Kind of, was it necrophilia or whatever the word is? Okay. You have Satan in high heels. Okay, Satan in high heels with some kind of dominatrix outfit on. And here it says transformed into a dominatrix. Here we have a cartoon depiction of what happens when females kind of start using their heads. They stop dressing so slutty. As they start reading more, is the idea there. And you have various pictures of how corporate females resemble the dominatrix. Why? Are they truly empowered and in charge? No. Guys like this, they're in the slave trade, okay, turned them out and made them like their apprentice, a second-rate version of them. They mastered them. People are slaves to what has mastered them. And what has mastered these females is the slave master. And there's some kind of second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth-rate slave master being mastered by basically the rich white Jew and LGBT community, and sometimes they have token minorities who are closely related to them or something that are fairly high up there as well. Okay, pretty straightforward. And here we have, it's this chick, right? It's like she's a Jew who's bronzed her skin so she looks black. Okay, here, and there's other things. It looks like it might be mixed with Filipina, maybe some certain types of black people. It's kind of certain interesting mix. Here we have claimed by the gods, Eva Chase, waking the gods, Eva Chase. I have another picture. It looks damn near identical to that, and to the actress in Nowhere to Run, where she's being. It's a rape scene in a movie where she's being raped by a cop. Okay, so again, Serapis rapes is right. Claimed by the gods, how? By their rape energy. That's why the law enforcement is called the Force. In Star Wars, it says use the Force. Right? Rape is forced sex, right? They're forcing themselves on them. They're coercing them. Why is that female sitting there right there? You're looking sad. Why doesn't she run away? Because she's coerced. And of course, notice they blame the black guy as the main slave trader. You might say, hey, why are they doing that? Everyone sees through that. Because it confuses you a little bit. Because it's the game. They know that it works when they do it that way. They know you see through it, but you still will do what she's doing and just kind of be victimized by it. And of course, Jabba the Hutt, who's shaped like a big slimy phallic symbol, we'll say penis, and Princess Leia from Star Wars. Okay? Again, using the Force. All right. And of course, they use the Luciferian force of the light side, right? The Luciferian light side, if you will, and they use the kind of satanic rape force on the dark side. We'll be getting into that with the martial art pictures that prove my point later on in this series. Okay, we'll end it there for now.